This case is one of those mind-bending, complicated old real property cases. The court even had to include a family tree starting in 1745. Basically though, in 1729, Richard Knight made a marriage settlement which included the disposal of Downton Manor. Yes, just like in the Downton Abbey drama. Somewhat later, in 1814, one of the descendants of Richard Knight made their will dealing with those lands. Part of the will said, "I trust to the liberality of my successors to reward any others of my old servants and tenants according to their deserts and to their justice in continuing the estates in the male succession, according to the will of the founder of the family, my above-named grandfather." The question before the court was whether this statement created a trust binding on those successors, or whether, having received benefits under the will, they were at liberty to do what they wanted. The testator did use the word trust, but was this used in the sense of creating a trust, or just in the sense of having faith? The Master of the Rolls, Lord Langdale, found that this was not a trust. He found that in order to create a trust, three things needed to be established. They were, first, if the words are so used that they ought to be construed as imperative; second, if the subject of the recommendation or wish be certain; and thirdly, if the objects or persons intended to have the benefit of the recommendation or wish be also certain. These have become famous in the law of trusts as the three certainties. First, there must be certainty of intention. It must be clear that the creator of the trust was intending to create a trust, to give legal ownership to one person to hold for the benefit of another. Second, there must be certainty of subject matter. In other words, it must be possible to specifically identify the property which was to be held in trust. Thirdly and finally, there must be certainty of objects. It must be very clear who the beneficiaries are and under what conditions the trust property is held for them. The Master of the Rolls found in this case there was insufficient certainty of intention and insufficient identification of the property of the trust. As a result, there was no trust, and the beneficiaries took absolutely.